the thing here. Let's go here. We've got 155 people. We can start the Tracy update. So, everybody here, before I go on, the drinking word tonight is baby. This is the day the baby was supposed to be born. It was scheduled on. This is her due date. And she did not deliver the baby. And, stuff like that. So now, just let me go on from here. We're going to do the Tracy update, and then we'll get on with the juicy stuff, too. So the drinking word is baby. We're going to be talking about the baby a lot, obviously. And I know a bunch of you guys saw the picture of the baby on the live stream. I'm sorry for doing that to you. I really, truly am. But I was like, ooh, this is a good picture. Is that clickbait? No.
No, because we are talking about the baby.
Right. Okay. So let's go on with the Tracy update. We actually figured a way around all this trouble we've been having. This month is open enrollment month. So I never wanted to switch providers again, but CareSource is not giving us any options to get Tracy's teeth done. And, I even said I'd pay for it out of my pocket just to get her to relieve, this pain. And, they still won't do it because the normal dentist isn't equipped to do a hospital setting where somebody with a trach and a feeding tube comes in and maybe they're not aware, so the normal dentist ain't equipped for that. So the hospital has to do it. Well, the hospital will only do it if they put her under. Well, the pulmonologist says, do not put Tracy under. She's at risk she'll have to go onto the respirator to be under, and she might never come back off of it. She might never wake back up from it. So that's a no-no. No going under for Tracy. So now she has to be just shot with Novocaine, local anesthesia, and then they can fill the 3 fillings and give her a teeth clean. And we can go from there. Well, we hit, it's been a long time now we've been trying this, and we hit, stoppages at every avenue we tried. So now Mara is checking out the 5 other medical programs and seeing which one offers what and this and that. So we're going to Monday we will decide which medical to go with and then switch. And then we will get a new caseworker. We will get a new supply for her trach supplies, for her feeding supplies, for her regular supplies like diapers and all that kind of stuff. I had this all set. I never wanted to change again because it's so much work to change these providers and get everything that you need set. But we are going to do it to get her onto a better medical, and we'll have a different, what do you call it? Our main person we talked to. I just said the word a minute ago. I can't believe it. Anyways, we will have a new resource officer, whatever it is, that we can talk to. And the one we had before this worked so much harder. And she was so on Tracy, and she loved Tracy, and she was watching the YouTube videos and all that. And then all of a sudden, we got changed off of her, and she was upset with me. And I'm like, I didn't do it, And here it turns out, 60 days beforehand, when I was choosing providers, I choose the couple, and then I wasn't happy with the new one, but then I made the new one work. Well, 60 days later, it kicked in and kicked me off and chose the other provider. And I'm like, I didn't want this now, And this poor lady, she went through heck for us. She was doing so good for us. We're trying to go back to her. Her name is Lauren. As caseworker, that's the name I was looking for. So we'll find all that out next week. We'll give you guys the information on that, and we'll open up to where we can have Tracy at dentists and this kind of stuff. And we've already gotten everything we needed, out of CareSource. We've got her Tilton space chair. We got her the new bed. I've got the old bed here. I can donate to anybody that needs it. It's a hospital bed. We got the bathroom redone, right. And that's with any caseworker, right? So, I mean, we've got a lot accomplished, but this old caseworker, Lauren, that we had talked to before, she was she loved Tracy, and we're trying to go back to that one. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know next week. other than that, Tracy's been going out to the pond and in her wheelchair and out in the sunlight because it's been in the 70s. It ain't like it's been 80s and 90s. She got a sunburn before it being in the shade. We were out there for 2 hours in the shade. Remember that?
What,
Tracy,
the other night with the...
No. Like 3 weeks ago, when we were around the front, you were sitting on the front porch swing under the tree.
Right.
We were in the shade. She woke up in the morning and she had burn all over her face and her arms, and I was like, oh, so we're putting aloe all over her stuff. We didn't want her to be in pain. So, but she was in the shade and got a sunburn. It was crazy. But now in the 70s, she's been outside, and Hoover took off. He went up to Cleveland. He's helping other people do different things. He's working and making money and this and that. So when he comes back, me and Hoover were supposed to start walking around the block 2 or 3 times every day and taking Tracy out at the same time, because I'm on this weight loss thing, and which, by the way, I was 325 when I started. I am now 305. So that don't sound like much, but if you imagine, if I'm holding up right here 4 bags of sugar, each bag is 5 pounds. That is what I've lost. 4 bags of sugar around my waist and everything, So I'm happy. I jump up out of a chair a lot easier. Little 20 pounds ain't really that much, but man, it made a difference with me. I can actually bend over more now. My feet don't hurt near as much. My back ain't hurting as much. I'm actually, me and Hoover were working, and I'm walking past him, and I'm doing things. Get out of my way, Hoover. He's a hard worker, but he's a little slow in his walk and his pace and all that. And now I'm actually out working Hoover, and he's like, no, you're not. He don't want to admit it. But, he tends to walk slow and that kind of stuff. So, just like that last rescue, you guys saw me, I was getting all the fish out and running it to the van. I couldn't run there because the cement, and Reaper will tell you, was so unlevel. And I was in flip-flops. So once I reached the steps, one step was like this tall, one step was like this tall, the next one was like this tall, the next one was split in 3 pieces, and it would rock when you'd step on it. It was scary. So I didn't want to fall. I had to slow down to go down them steps. But yeah, everything's working out, and we've got a plan to get Tracy off of this Medicare, Medicaid. It's called Care Source My Care Ohio plan. And when we get onto another plan, it'll be like, originally we had Medicaid, Medicare, and that's the one we'd like to go back on. But they try and push you off onto these little programs, and now we're stuck into this. We have to get permission for everything, and so if we can prove it's a needed thing, we can get back on Medicare, Medicaid, and that's what we want. That's the main big insurance company for her. So
not tell them we got that, but let them know about the baby. Then what news there is, if there is. You
guys want to hear news on the baby? It is the baby episode. The reason I put it up as the baby episode, because this was her due time. Her due date was today, and she still hasn't had the baby. So that's all I can tell you right now. But I'm not a grandpa, but this was the due date. So I made it the baby thing, And I'm sorry for you guys that thought, hurry up and run and see, did they have the baby? No, we didn't have the baby yet. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you all excited. I just thought the baby episode, where we talk about baby. Now, notice I said baby like 10 times in the last minute. So, consume.
All right, from our good pal, the Deacon, J.P. Marlowe.
In West Virginia. He's in
Kentucky. The dynamic duo. You're all looking great. You all been all over the world this week. Get some rest.
Dude, speaking of which, thank you, JP. I appreciate that, brother. Wasn't that nice to go out on a rescue together? I don't know if you understand this, but I can't crank tunes here. I'm always watching Tracy. I'm always working. I'm always doing something. And to sit back in that van and to crank some tunes, that was nice. I missed that,
We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. We had a good time on that. And actually, we only worked for like 20 minutes at the pond.
Yeah, it was a really quick.
The hardest part was unloading stuff and then loading it back up.
Right. The fish part was easy.
The driving part was fun,
yeah.
And I missed that.
Right there, 607, second one down. What about that?
I
Have you
don't see.
taken Tracy regarding recently to get another brain scan to see about her brain activity?
We've had 2 CAT scans, and the second one was better than the first one. The first one was done under swelling when it all first happened, and that's when the Dr. Kumar told us that she'll never revive, she'll never come off these machines. If you take her off any of these machines, she will die. And we had the whole family there. There was Richie and his girlfriend, Josh and his girlfriend, me, Tracy. The whole family was there. Richard and his girlfriend, and he had all of us in tears, bawling. And it was over with. She was basically dead, and they wanted us to pull the plug. And as soon as he left, another doctor came in and said, "Listen, it's possible her brain could be swollen from the damage right now. Let's wait a week and take another CAT scan." And then we waited a week, and in that week, she worked off of every machine. She was on a kidney dialysis machine. She was on a body temperature machine that had a mat over her that blew out air at a certain temperature because she couldn't regulate her temperature. She was on a blood pressure machine that would regulate her heartbeat to make it go faster or lower, to lower the blood pressure or speed it up. She couldn't, do. Her body function had shut down, and within like 4 days, she had worked off of every single one of those machines. I wanted to hunt down and strangle this Dr. Kumar, And everyone's like, "Oh no, he's the best doctor around." He's a quack. Period. He if it was up to him, Tracy would be dead. So she's fighting, and if she's fighting, I'm going to give her more time. Period. How dare you try and talk me into taking the time away that she needed? She has worked so far back since then. She was laying there limp, and that's it. And her eyes would do this thing where she'd go, like a mechanical thing. Now she don't do that no more. If I talk to her on this side of the bed, she'll turn her head and she'll turn her eyes and she'll just like intently stare at me. I'll walk around the bed because I talk to her the whole time I'm taking care of her. "Hi, hon. We're going to feed you now. I got to change you. We're going to reposition you. Blah blah blah. This and that." And I do all this talking. And when I walk around the other side of the bed, she'll slowly turn her head over this way and her eyes, and she'll be intently like listening to me, and she's aware, that she's aware. She's not able to talk, but she's aware. She can tell what's going on around her. She can tell you if she's in pain. She cries when, like when I put that ice cream in her mouth. I was trying to help her and give her a little taste. And as soon as I put the ice cream in her mouth, she went to, tearing up and, and I was like, "Oh my God, she hurt my heart that day." I made her cry, I can take anything in the world, but don't make my wife cry. That's it. And then I made her cry. I felt so horrible as a human being. And that's, when we noticed that she had the cavities because of the cold ice cream. She eats through her feeding peg, so nothing's ever in her mouth. I thought I was doing her a favor, trying to give her a little treat. Here's some ice cream in your mouth, blah, blah, blah. So now it's down to every once in a while I'll give her like peanut butter. That's really good. It's not cold and it don't hurt her. And she commences to. I get joy out of that. She's happy, and I forget what the whole purpose of this conversation, but
It was when he asked about if you ever had her brain
oh yeah.
activity.
So now she's progressed over the last year and a half since she's been home so much that we can read her. We can tell when she's content. We can tell when she's happy. We can tell when she's upset. We can tell when she's in severe pain, and then we can tell when she's crying. So she is able to communicate that way, just not able to squeeze our hand yet under command. And as soon as she's able to squeeze our hand or close her eyes, she does that. I've told you guys that before. She will listen to me and she will close her eyes and that kind of stuff when I ask her to. But she has to do it when the doctor calls in. When the doctor calls in and he talks to her visual, and if Tracy's able to answer him, she'll move from the a vegetative state. Now she's at the top of that. She'll move into the minimally conscious, which is can answer questions sometimes, this and that, and, blah, blah, blah. She moves into the next step, which opens up more programs for her. There's not a lot for a person in a vegetative state, but she's totally not in a vegetative state. She just can't answer us at the time the doctor's here. You know, I got to catch her at the right time when I talk to her. Sometimes she's more alert than others. When I catch her in her moments of clarity and she's able to talk to me for like, 2 minutes or something and close her eyes for yes. Oh my God, I am so happy during them times. And then, the nurse has seen it a few times now. And the last time it was both me and the nurse were there and she answered all of her questions and it was great. The nurse didn't believe it up to that point. The nurse did now, So we're waiting for that we're right there on the hump and we're waiting to go to the next step. And, we got to have more moments of clarity and more moments of clarity. And she is progressing. So as long as she's taking these little baby steps forward, I'm not going to take the time away from her, which now, even if I wanted to pull the plug, she wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
You pull the plug, she keeps breathing. She actually breathes better off of the machine. The machine is only there to give her moisture so that she don't get what's that called? Plug. Like your spit will harden and it becomes a phlegm plug or something in your lungs. And you can actually die because it'll close off all the ventricles in your lungs. So she's on a not a respirator, but
like a
fog machine.
Yeah,
it
fog.
puts out a
puts
really
humidity,
fine little mist. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
She's breathing on her own. There's nothing forcing air in here. It's just a fog putting out steady fog. And as she breathes in, she breathes that in. Because you and me, we breathe in through our nose, goes through our sinuses, warms up, and then goes down into our lungs. So you always clear your throat. That's because there's phlegm and liquid building up in your lungs, and you're able to clear it out. If she was to breathe straight in from here, it's cold, dry air, and she would get these something plugs. I forget what they're called. What is another word for spit?
Mucus
plugs. Thank you. That was bothering me. She would get mucus plugs dried out in her lungs, and people can die from that. So we have to keep her on this fog machine. Other than that, she's not relying on any machine. She breathes on her own. She sleeps on her own. She wakes on her own. She even moves on her own. We have to separate like 6 different movements. You've got on her back, but you don't want to get a bed sore. So we've got a little on her left, and then we've got a lot on her left. Then we've got a little on her right and a lot on her right as different positions through the night. Every 2 hours, we reposition her during the day too. So, if we put her all the way on her left or all the way on her right, she ends up, instead of laying there on her side, she ends up pulling her knees up to her chest and she curls up and she's in the fetal position, this used to drive me crazy back when we were married. And, she'd sleep next to me in a ball, and I'm like, Tracy, it's cute, but, she does that on her own now. So I do a little on her back, a little on the side, a little on this side, a lot on that side, a lot on this side, and I keep switching her positions. And, she's moving more. Now if I tickle her on her feet, she'll move her foot, and pull away. She's done so much and come back from where they said she would not come back. So, if I was to pull the plug right now and she would die, I would not pull the plug because she's still working to get ahead, so give her more time. I don't know how the laws work now. Let's say I was a POS and I just wanted to walk away and I don't want no more to do with it. I pull the plug, she ain't going to die. Someone's got to take care of her. Someone. Her own real family ain't, and I gave them the opportunity to, and they're not coming over. They haven't been here in the 2 years this whole thing happened. They haven't been here once, so it's sad that only her ex-husband is willing to take care of her, more than her own real family that accused me of keeping her away from them. I don't know what's wrong with that family. That family's messed up. And I've never kept her away from them, I don't know. Okay. But that's the Tracy update. Let's go on to the next.
And there was one more question by JP. He wanted to know if OFR, if you got anywhere yet with your OFR pellets.
No. I've got the name of the company. The problem is I have to buy 2 tons at a time. So I don't have a space to put 2 tons of food here. Now we are going to sell it because once we get this set up and we have the Ohio Fish Rescue monster pellets, they're going to be bigger than normal. They're going to be big pellets, the size of the end of my thumb. 1-inch pellets, biscuits, we call them. We want that for anybody that has monster fish, because nobody with monster fish has this kind of ability. So we have to buy all these other different pellets, and you're spending a fortune. If we can get these, and I want them semi-sinking. In other words, you throw them in the water, they'll float for half a second, and then they'll slowly go to the bottom without dissolving and leaving a trail. At the bottom, all the catfish can just suck up the biscuits, and they're going to be a high protein and good for monster fish. And the little bit of hang time is good for the alligator gar and stuff like that. Arowanas that want to come up top and eat. So I'm trying to get it the formula just right. We want so much meat, we want so much of this, and I don't want a bunch of fillers and terrible food. I want to be able to stand behind this food, and then we need to be able to market this food and sell it cheap enough to where everybody will turn to Ohio Fish Rescue monster food as opposed to any other food out there, because there is none for monster fish. Right now, I'm buying my big bags of food from Tractor Supply. And it's catfish pellets, and they're small, and as they go down, they dissolve some and leave the water, covered and stuff. So I have other pellets like Picari Massivore are awesome. I would love to feed all my fish them pellets. They do not dissolve. They do not leave stuff in the water. They're good for you, but they're $22 for a 2.2 ounce bag, right? And I feed 12, 14 pounds every day. You know how expensive that would be? 2.2 ounces? Let me see. That'd be like 8 of those bags for 1 pound, and I need 12 pounds. I need, oh my God, 80 some bags, at $22 a bag. Huh. So somebody needs to do something in this whole monster fish world that we're in. And I want to be that person. I want to be able to feed my fish cheaper, plus make a couple bucks on it, helping the rescue out, selling it out to everybody else cheaper than what they're feeding. And it's a good quality food. So we are in the midst of making this and doing this, but it's going to be a while yet. At least 6 months, maybe even a year. Who knows? Now, I don't know if any of you know, we almost didn't have the stream tonight. So if it wasn't for your boy Reaper coming over and helping, we were going to call it off tonight. First time in 2 years. All right, let's go on and see what people have to say here. Get your fishy questions up there, guys. Aaron Cazzoli says, I watch it every Friday on my Apple TV. Good job, dude. It's hard. I'm trying to read through all these as quick as I can, guys. Reaper, this is where you can take over and talk, buddy. Aaron Cazzoli also says, where'd it go? It just jumped. I don't know, something about good job, Slim. We're not going to be able to call you Big Rich no more. Well, that's not necessarily true. The reason they call me Big Rich is not because of how big and thick I am.
Right. He was, when I met him, he wasn't big like this. I mean, I can show you the pictures. His name, Big Rich, came from other things, not big.
My son was Rich, and then my first son was Rich. And he was supposed to be Richard Allen Price Jr., but I tried turning a stripper into a housewife. She was a walking wet dream. She was beautiful, gorgeous, but on my son's first birthday, she left and took my son with me. I didn't see him for 7 years. I had to find them. I had to track them down. When I found her, I took her to court, and I got father's rights, and I got to visit my son on weekends under supervised visitation. Really? So finally, after about, I think it was 4 months, she decided to let him come over to my house for the weekend. Then I got a month through the summer and every other weekend and then every other holiday, and we did it that way, until he was. But the point was, when we were in the hospital, she didn't tell me I had to sign some papers stating his name. She filled out his paperwork. It came back 6 weeks later as Richard Allen Hyman. So I didn't have a junior. So when I got with Tracy, she wanted to give me my junior. So our firstborn was Richard Allen Price Jr., and that was Richie now. So now I've got two Riches. I've got Lil Rich, Richard, and Bigrich. So then Joshua was born. I'm like, yes, another Rich. Tracy stood up in her stirrups, was like, no. So he became Joshua Richard. So Little Rich, Big Rich, and Richard is how we kept things straight at our house all of our lives. So I'm Big Rich, Little Rich, and then Richard is my oldest. And you know,
we got $4.99 from Jim Jarrett. How's it going?
well, thank you, Jen. Appreciate it, buddy. It's going just peachy.
My phone doesn't show that.
You're gonna have to go through here, and I'll just keep going down. There you go. There's another
okay, we got.
one. Wait, your phone's broke. There's another one.
No, it is. I'm telling you. Mark Lane, 10 euros, I think. The wish list for Josh Baby and OFR from is impossible here in Germany, same as Amazon Smile. Unfortunately, maybe let people know about that. Amazon Smile. Have friends in USA that do now.
Hashtag.
Okay.
So
So
that's terrible. I thought that was worldwide.
Right, I did too. So,
Well, there is a what do you call it? A Amazon Smile thing for Joshie and the baby and the wish list. Basically, is what it's called. You can go to Amazon and or actually under every video we put out, there is. I don't know why people don't know this.
The links
Underneath the video, it has a short little description, and then it says "Show More." If everyone would click on that "Show More," there's the Amazon wish list. There's Tracy's story. There's our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitter, our TikTok. All these links are in there, and actually, my address is under there under every video. People need to click on "Show More" and then read into there, and you can get all this info that I get asked for all the time. And is that your phone or my phone?
What?
I hear it.
Vibrating?
Yeah.
It's mine vibrating.
Oh, okay.
And then we got $20 from Brittany. Our Brittany.
Brittany Ziblis?
Ziblis, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, Brittany.
Thank you, Reaper, for co-hosting the stream. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, Brittany. They are so sweet. Her and her husband are like the nicest people. And I met her husband once. He showed up at Aqualand at Great Woodside Place. Yeah. And he videoed for us so that I could enjoy the show. And then he just videoed everything going on.
That was AZ Fishroom, isn't it?
That's her husband.
AZ Fishroom's your husband?
Yes. He's another one of our mods now.
Right. Oh, I know who he is, and I know exactly when you said that. I know who it is.
All Brittany's good cooking goes to AZ Fishroom.
I didn't know that. Okay. I know your husband. I've never met her, but we met him. Yeah. He's awesome. Like, I'll record for you guys. You're like, all right.
Sure. That's what I need is somebody that's willing to come here and record, and I can just be me, do the things that I do, and it gets caught on video. Because I have to stop working, I have to stop helping, I have to stop doing anything. I grab the phone and I start recording. And then all our people are like, Rich, why don't you get off your lazy butt and get out there and help? I'm just like, oh my God. I worked for 6 hours, I videoed for 10 minutes. And people don't understand. I'm a mule. As long as I don't have to bend over, I'll carry one side of a 300-gallon tank. Josh and his buddy carries the other side. That's no problem. The problem is, for me to video from my videos, I have to stop working and then video other people doing stuff, So, it kills me that people jump to the assumption that I'm this fat, lazy guy that won't do nothing. That kills me. Because anybody that's ever been here has seen me going, they don't understand how I go for so long with so little sleep. I just nonstop work. I go from, how I take breaks? I'll stop cleaning the house and I'll start cleaning the fish tanks. I'll stop cleaning the fish tanks. I'll start feeding the fish. I'll stop cleaning the fish. I'll go do laundry. That's a break to me from one time to the next. And it's nonstop. And, I'm up 16 hours a day and I got a nurse here 8 hours. The normal person would sleep that 8 hours. I sleep 2.5 hours and then I'm up and I work on the rescue and then I do the videos and stuff and, do what I can do around the house, and it's crazy. I'm doing this for a year and a half now. And before that, I was doing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week watching Tracy.
Right.
And that really, oh my God, I grew gray in like 1 month. I swear to God I did. All this up here, this was a little spot of gray. Where the white is, there was one little spot of gray for years, and this was all brown. And in that 1 month, I just turned the rest gray.
And we got $5 from my buddy Jim Sheasley.
Hey,
Any
Jim.
tips to fight green water besides water changes and no light?
Chlorine works great when you have no fish in the tank. Sorry, Jim. Less light, less, if you're by a window, put a blanket over to cover that side of your tank. Less time your light is on during the day. Let's face it, algae needs light, excess food, and then it'll grow. You take away one or both of those and it won't grow. So obviously the tanks that you're feeding has got an abundance of extra food in the water, and the algae's growing off of that, and enough light that it can keep growing. So either I never turn the fish tank lights on unless I have a tour coming over or people coming over, and then I'll turn them on for them. Other than when you forget, you know what I'm saying? But normally the lights are off and I only have the room lights on, the ceiling lights, and that's it. And the tanks look all dark. We're good with that. It keeps the algae down on us, which takes down a lot of work. And then when we got a tank that has a lot of biofilm and a lot of algae starting to grow, we know we're feeding that tank too much because there's leftover food and all the phosphorus starts growing and all that kind of stuff. So it's only excess food and excess light that grows algae. So you can eliminate one or both of those. And, a lot of people are like, oh, they're my fish. I want to feed them 4 times a day. And they're causing their own problems because all that leftover food builds up and the algae grows. And the next thing you know, you've got 6-inch long hair algae or blackbeard algae or something. And it's taking over the tank and you're continuously feeding these. The fish don't need fed that much. Even us, me saying, as fat and as healthy as our fish are, we only feed 1 time a day. So unless there's a newborns or something, or baby fish out there, we'll feed them more. But, feed them 1 time a day. The pet stores only feed once every 3 days. That's enough to sustain life. It ain't enough to give them enjoyable life, but I feed every day, and our fish are oversized. Our fish are big and monstrous. And, maybe to the point where they're not healthy that way, and I have to cut back a little bit. But it cuts down on my algae growth and the phosphorus growing. The phosphorus is that white, foamy-looking stuff on the glass before the green starts growing. So, the water company gets rid of all that with chlorine. And what's that PP? Potassium permanganate, something like that. They use that stuff in the water treatment. Well, we can use that here at home, but I hate using it. It turns all the water like this dark purple for a little bit, and then it turns to like a yellow-brown staining on everything. So I don't like to use potassium on that. But a lot of people do. They'll put in a certain amount of drops per gallon on all their tanks once a month, and it helps keep a lot of stuff down. You can look that route, but I don't like the staining that comes with it. Just like with the ick, no ick and all that, it has that blue in there. The potassium has the same thing. It's a purple that turns into a yellow brown, and it stains everything. So I try and keep the lights off, and I try and keep the feeding down. And you do those 2 things, your tanks will level out. Clean your glass often until it stops growing. I've got my 150 gallon up front. I never, ever have to clean the glass. It stays sparkling clear. But, once every morning I'll throw in, the food to the babies, and they act like that, like they're starving. But I never have to clean that. But you don't see the light on. Right now it's a dark tank. You don't see the light on. But I wish all my tanks grew like that tank does, and it'd just be so much easier. I hope that helps.
Oh, right there. Goes on it.
That?
Mm-hmm. I'm leaving that one for you. I don't know. Dowie Bazima?
Duvet or Dove Bazima.
Bazima.
$5 says, okay. Late, baby. 6 pound, 90 gram. Ha I looked at Reaper for absolutely no help whatsoever. Okay, me late. So he's late. Me late, baby. Okay, I got that. Now, 6 pound, 90 gram. That could be 6 pound, 90 grams. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Well,
Sure.
thank you for the $5 or €5. Appreciate it. Maybe put a few more words in next time. I can understand more. I'm sorry, buddy. But thank you.
And Sue Ann, welcome to the Tiger Shovel Nose.
Oh, welcome to the green team, Sue Ann.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then we got $5 or €5 from Mark Lane. I tried everything on Amazon, just not possible here in Germany. At least I can support you some or so.
Aw, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, buddy.
Mm.
That's awesome of you. Just you wanting to help support. That's great.
And we got JP back for $5. He says, Bigrich, explain to us how you make the medicated infused food. What kind of alcohol? I would like to try it.
I use Metro, and there's so much. If you just look online, medicated food, it'll tell you how to make it. So many teaspoons of the rubbing alcohol to the Metro, and then you let it dry out. Once you get all your medicine mixed in with the Metro in this liquid form, you let it dry out, and you bust it up into pieces, parts, and you feed it to your sick fish. They get medications inside them that wouldn't normally work in the water. They eat the medication type thing. So look up how to make medicated food online, and it'll give you the exact dosage for what you're trying to do. A lot of people mix it with flake food, and then when it dries out, they crumble it up into specks, and that's good. I like doing it with the bigger pellets, and I try not mixing it up too much. So I put the powder over everything, put the rubbing alcohol in, and I let it dry out once it soaks up and I let that all dry out, and it soaks the medication into it, and I still have pellets left when I break it up. It's pretty simple. Just look it up online. I don't want to tell you exactly because I have my recipes in the back, so I can't get them for you right now and tell you. I use this much per this many pounds of food, and mix that up, and you throw a little bit of water in there, and you mix them up and make it sticky. Throw your rubbing alcohol in there, and that kind of stuff. So look it up online.
I'm getting messages. I checked mine. I'm not seeing anything, but people are telling us to check our phones. We should be getting a message from Josh. I don't understand, but I'm not seeing anything on Messenger or anything. But I just got one from Hunnell back. Oh, we got it, do we? Come on.
Keep talking.
But yeah, I'm just reading everything. Thank you guys. I mean, I started checking as he was talking, but I'm not seeing anything for me myself. But Rich
I got to call
may
Josh.
have something, so we might have some news here. You guys just hang on. Let's see. Let's go over here. Try this.
See, I put my phone on silent.
Well, I had mine on silent too, but I don't know how these people. Oh, something's going on.
Maybe that's what that guy was talking about. 6 pounds, some ounces. Maybe he was guessing the baby weight.
Maybe. But,
Hello. Hi, how are you doing? This is Brittany. You feeling good? Okay. We're in the middle of the live stream. Yes, so everyone's listening to the call. Can I say anything? Can I say anything? Yes, we've had a baby. Josh didn't want anyone to tell anybody, and I've been holding on to this for so long. It's been 41 hours labor. Oh my God, poor Brittany. This girl is a trooper. And then, oh my goodness. And that's why I did the baby thing on there, because at any moment we could have a baby. So, Brittany, you're a mom. How's that feel?
41 hours since.
So, what size?
Friday, 7:30, something like that.
7 pounds, 10 ounces. Wow. 19 and a quarter inches long. And did it, in fact, turn out to be a little baby girl? Did you name her Rich? No? Okay, they still haven't figured the name out yet, but That's okay. You did good, girl. You have been in labor for so long. Oh my God. Everyone's tripping on here. Everyone's listening to you live right now. Oh my goodness. I can tell by your smiles and your laughing that you're much happier now. Because, oh my goodness, you couldn't have been in any kind of shape to talk to anybody. 48 hours of labor. Well, I left off at 41 long earlier today.
Right.
So, add some more to it. 46 to 48 hours of labor is crazy. Now, do you want to have your next one natural too? She's like, no, bring on the epidural.
AZ Fish Room, $100. Congratulations to Josh and Brittany. You tell them.
Okay, AZ Fish Room just donated $100 saying, congratulations, Josh and Brittany. She says, thank you, guys. That last message I had with Josh, I was so worried. And, he was like, complications, got to go. And I'm like, oh, my God. I can see a C-section coming. I'm so sorry. I know you guys wanted it, natural and this and that. Because I figured complications were setting in with Josh not talking to me. I was nervous over here. I've been going crazy, Brittany. And then Josh not letting me tell anybody. I'm like, I can keep a secret, but this was too exciting. I had to tell everybody. We have a baby girl. I'm a grandpa. Okay. Can you guys send me a picture of her? Thank you. Because I can't come and visit until tomorrow morning when the nurse comes. I'm stuck here, so go ahead and let the rest of the family go up and see her. I don't have to be first. It's okay. I appreciate it, but I can come up when the nurse gets here. Usually anywhere from 7:50 to 8:20, she's here. I can come up after that if the visiting is open that hour. You guys tell me later on after the show. And, I'll be able to come up and see. I can't wait. The first girl in the Price family. Now you're not the only woman around. You know what I'm saying? You've got backup. That's how it's been. 3 boys, dad, and mom, grandma, or, Tracy, she's been down, so it's only been 3 boys and dad, and you in your world. That's crazy. Now you've got backup. Not to mention, we're all going to be. No, there's no way. She says, I swear she looks like Tracy.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. How long before you guys can come home? So they're going to keep the baby there 3 days? And you? Well, yeah. I'm saying, your guys is. Oh, you did have the C-section? I'm sorry. I know you guys wanted it normal, natural, but so long without that fluid. I mean, that you dropped that fluid 48 hours ago or something. It was crazy. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, you did it. Good girl. First baby. Now Josh is a daddy. Now he can live and understand all the stress and strain I went through of your kids not listening to you. I'm just going to sit back. I'll be grandpa. I'll be like, come here, darling. You don't have to listen to him. Grandpa's got you. All right. Yeah. Tell him to call me after the show. We're almost, All right. Thank you. Love you. Okay, bye-bye. That poor girl. 40-some hours of labor. Oh, my God.
Bambi, Kathy Apano, Lori, Helen, Brittany spent $2 doing it. And they all were like, check your phone. I'm glad I finally spotted it, And then let's see, there was Kevin Deacon, 5, Send love hugs, Team Tracy. Then we got Sue Ann, $10. Yay! And then we have, let's scroll down. We got AZ Fishroom. Oh, I said the $100. Congratulations on that one. Ange, hi Ange, $5. Congratulations.
Aw.
Aaron, I can't make out the name. Gonzali, $20. Congratulations, Bigrich. Congratulations, Josh. Congratulations, Brittany. So happy for you all. Hashtag Grandpa Rich.
Grandpa Rich. I'm not going to get used to that name. All right, I'm up here. Follow me along here.
Okay,
so
keep
there's
going
A
down.
to Z.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Got that one. The next one coming up right there.
You got to do that one?
No, that one we haven't done right.
Okay. Omar Acevedo.
$5.
$5. Thank you. Says, congratulations, Big Rich. And he's got ducks on there. He's the duck guy. Sent all them yellow ducks.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That's the SOB.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There's ducks everywhere here, though. I'm telling you.
We actually came up with an idea of what to do with those.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
We have an idea.
And now they're coming in handy. We're going to use
right.
them as
We're actually going to use them to do some cool things
yes,
here, man.
yes.
So keep your eyes open.
Thank you, Omar.
Yep. And then we got our girl, Helen Ingalls.
Hi, Ellen. Says, $5 says, congratulations, Brittany and Josh. Mama rocked that labor. Well done. This just stopped being a fish show.
And then we got Jim, our buddy Jim
Jim.
Sheasley, $20. Congratulations, Price family.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you, buddy.
Kathy Aponte, $2.
Says, congrats, Pop. I don't know. I don't think so.
And Lamb.
Lamb?
$100.
$99.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's $100. $99. Congratulations, Price family. You guys are way too generous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That's just amazing.
And we got
Oh,
one more.
Mara's here. Mara, the baby's here.
Yep, baby did arrive. And Ange came in one more time for $5 more. We're going to need to see so many baby pictures.
No problem. We're going to put out some clothing too, and all that merch stuff, and we're gonna do a lot of that. But we will have pictures. I'll get them first thing in the morning, and I'll post them tomorrow. Unbelievable. Everybody's sending congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Tammy says traditionally boys look like their moms and girls look like their dads. Should be surprising if she looks like Tracy. Oh, it shouldn't be. Okay, got it.
We got Mimi for $10. Congratulated.
Congratulations.
So excited for all of you.
That's so. I'm a grandfather.
I know, but
Oh my God! I don't. Who's going to trust me being a father, let alone a grandfather? But you know what? I think I did the father thing pretty well. I raised these kids, and they both own their homes. They're both doing great. You know, they're both hard workers. They're both smart as can be. You know, growing up, I fixed everything myself to save money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it should be twice. It should stop. Okay, stop. That means whenever it dislodges from her finger, like if she makes a fist or something, it'll beep twice and quit. So we're okay there. I don't have to check on her.
And we got Jackie Hudson, $20.
Aw,
Congratulations on the
New little fishy Friday mermaids. Yes, we got a new mermaid. And may they both have long life, health, and happiness.
Yeah.
You keep it up for a second. I'll be right back. I got to check on her. Ouch! Ow! Ow!
Oh, this is so good. Such good news. We knew what was going on, but we couldn't say anything. And then just before the show, that's when Big Rich got the last thing from Josh, and it didn't sound good. I told him it was probably going to be a C-section after all that time. And sure enough, unfortunately, that's what she had. But sounds like everything went well. So we're glad for that. That is for sure. And I don't know, Lori, you're ready, right? Because Lori, Skylar, Bryce, me, Dawn, and Kurt, we're all going to be out at K's again this year. We did finally at the end of the year catch one of those Amores, and which is in the back natural pond. I see him every now and then. He's about that big. But we're going back out. She still wants to get rid of one or two more. So with any luck, I think we learned from last year what we were doing, and we might actually get them out without having to spend the whole year. But I like it down there. I had a good time just sitting there and going fishing. We also got some stuff coming up on the East Coast, I believe in Connecticut. And then, of course, this week we got Monday, well, no, not this week, next week, actually. Next Sunday is when Greg's coming by OFR. And coming out the back way, you never do that.
Well,
I get yelled at if that was me.
I've never had a baby online before. No other fish club's ever had baby online.
Nope, I don't think so, man.
We just had the baby. That's
and
amazing.
we were hoping it would come during, we knew it was any time. I mean,
yeah, it was definitely any time. It's been any time for the last 40
right.
hours.
It's like, we got Hello 67 for $14.99 with just a Mojo flying dude.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Hello 67. There's so much to do now. Mara yelled at me today. I was looking through Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking at different things. I'm trying to find spare wood to build a turtle enclosure out of, and I ran across this whole thing, and it was a kitchen thing. And it had a refrigerator, a sink, a faucet, a stove, all this stuff, and it was $25. I'm like, I look at it, and it's a little kid's, like, Little Tykes kitchenette. And I'm like, Mara, look. And she's like, oh, my God, you've got 3 years for that. She is too young for that right now.
Oh, you know what? We got to do something with them boats out there, though, man. That'd be so cool.
Baby boats? Yeah.
Yeah, we got to start something working on them now. Yeah. Before you know it, she'll be a year. She'll be walking it too before you know it.
And you know what else? Before we know it, summer's going to be over with, and we haven't done none of the major builds we were going to do.
I know.
Let me show you what these are. What we planned on doing this summer. Oh, look at the baby! Oh,
you got a picture?
Yeah, come on. Oh, look how tiny! I don't know if you guys will be able to see.
Tell you what, let's see.
It's Josh.
Hold it up there.
Keep the baby,
because now it's coming in. Can you get it closer?
There's as close as I can get. I'm gonna hit it.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at him. He's so proud.
Yeah, he is.
He's got that shit he can smirk on his face.
Yeah.
Look.
See, that's the way it came up. Not bad. Well, it was later than that. It got dark because your phone. But yeah, that was good. Awesome.
My baby had a baby. That's crazy. Josh has been my baby forever. Brittany Zibla says Mara is the boss. Yes. Who don't know that right here?
We all know that. She's bitten my head off more than once.
Well, that's why that girl got thrown out of here. She can yell at me, and that's okay. And I walked away from it because I don't know if she's just upset, she's mad, she's, maybe found out some news from her family. I'll walk away. But when I heard her yelling at my nurse, oh, no. You do not yell at Mara. And then Mara was yelling back, and I had to run out there. And, I told her, if you get between...
She just told you she couldn't see it. Text it to her.
Okay.
You better send it to her. He's sending
guys,
it right now.
I have to do it right now because the consequences I have to deal with if I don't.
We want her to show
up. Share.
Awesome.
To Mara, nurse. There we go.
And
boom, there you go. Mara's daughter had her baby today, too.
Right. Or yesterday?
No, today.
Oh, was it today?
It was this morning. Yes, today. Because Mara's like, they were supposed to be twins. Why are they? What is going on? Why is Brittany not delivered yet? She was on me all day long, And I'm bothering Josh, and he's like, "Don't tell no one." I'm like, I'm trying to appease everybody, but I just wanted to, run and scream to everybody.
And go down. Because the name's cut off. It looks like
right
David Piper. Okay.
Yep.
$20. But nothing. Thank you, Dave. And
Lewis Woods for $1.
Yeah, Lewis Woods.
Okay, let's go back up and catch some of these writing here. Disney fan says, "Hey, Big Rich Reaper, congratulations, Big Rich and Josh, to the new baby girl. Do you know when you will have Greg Woodstock come over and expand the wetlands?" I don't know about the expanding the wetlands. I know he promised that to us, but I can tell you this. Next weekend, the 24th, Greg Woodstock is coming here for the day. Whether they're going to do something or talk about it or plan it then, I don't know. I know that Greg Woodstock's coming here for the day, because then the next 4 days up in Put-in Bay, there is a pond build that we're going and donating our time to. Me, Reaper, Hoover, whoever else can go. We have a volunteer named Shay. She might go. And we're going up there to help Coyote Peterson and Greg Woodstock and the Aquascape Company install this pond, and we're going to try and donate some koi to them too at the same time. It's up here in Put-in Bay. It's 2 hours away. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm leaving here at 8 a.m. every morning, driving the 2 hours there, working from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then driving home from 2 to 4 and being back here so that I can relieve Mara, she can leave, and then I got to take over Tracy duty. Every single day for them 4 days, we're going to be up there doing that.
That'd be fun, man.
Oh, yeah. Not to mention, we get to meet Coyote Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like 20.3 million followers. I mean,
yeah.
Hopefully we get some people following us from that. And you get to hang out with Greg Woodstock. He's a great guy. You all know him. He's helped out everybody, done so much for the rescue, done so much for, people around the world. He's all over the place helping with ponds. He's amazing. And his company, Aquascape, of course. Okay, so let's go back and catch some more of these. Helen Ingle says, "Oh, proud parents. Josh will need to watch this back. Monotonous occasion caught on live." Yes. Momentous occasion caught on live. Yes. Aaron Cazzoli says, "Wow, so beautiful. Congrats, Josh and Brittany." Brittany told me, she goes, "When I'm done with this pregnancy, I'm coming over and drinking with you, Rich." I'm like, "I got you, girl. I got you." But she said it's going to be like 3 days now because it was a C-section. She's going to be in the hospital and the baby's going to be there, but the baby will be with Brittany in Brittany's room. So, she's going to start off there, which is going to give Josh a little bit of a break,
right.
Because he just spent the last 40 hours in the hospital, not going to work, not coming home, not coming over here. So he's going to get 3 days while she sleeps. He can leave or he can sleep too or whatever,
Yeah. And we got Sue Ann for $5. She says, "Have they named her yet? We understand if Josh and Brittany want to reveal that, though."
No, they have a list of names that they gave us, and they still have not named her. And they said, "Well, when she's born, we'll know." No, she's still not named yet, so they're working on it tonight. Know what to name her.
And our buddy Eric, congratulations to Josh and Brittany. She's beautiful.
Aw, thank you, Eric. I still remember we went out to Eric out there in, was it New Jersey or New York?
New York,
Long Island. And we got all his tanks and all his fish, and we brought them back here. That's where we got Lavaca from. And we come here, and then we had that barbecue. And it was like 4 or 5 months later, whenever it was. And then I'm walking through the barbecue, and all of a sudden, some guy's over there with his hat on, and I'm like, "How you doing?" And I walk past him. I didn't even realize it was Eric. I'm like, he's in New York. I'm not expecting him to be here. And I knew he was coming, but I thought there'd be like, "Hey, guys, I'm here, come up and say hi to me." He was just standing there, like, leaning against the pot thing or something. And I'm like, "How you doing?" And I walked on past him. And it wasn't until about an hour later, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, Eric, hi." I felt so bad. What's that?
Then he fixed the plumbing.
And then he fixed our plumbing, yeah.
Dug it all up. Give me these parts.
Okay, here is Brian Cook says, he's on the East Coast. Why don't you come to Maryland and pick this fish up? I would love for him to have a bigger home. We are actually getting ready for our next trip, and I just didn't want to push Reaper. I mean, he just drove, what was it, 27 hours, 26 hours? Straight?
Yeah, something like that. I was up 36.
Went all the way to Iowa and back, went to Illinois, went to Indiana, went to Michigan, and came back home, and then had to unload the fish and do all this before he had his hour drive home to get home. Then he could rest. Video. And then he had to edit a video. He didn't get to sleep till the next day.
I'm doing the
so
video.
You were up like 56 hours or something.
No, I was up 36 hours.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm doing the
That's
video.
nothing.
Yeah, because I'm doing the video. I think it was like 10 o'clock the next morning. I'm just about got it. I'd already talked to Rich once, and I split it because it was, 4 rescues, 5 states. It was big. So I split it. I did all that, and I'm going, and I go on the computer to do it, and there's a thumbnail. And I just finished making one. I get in the phone. He's like, what are you doing up?
Let me explain. I'm like, Reaper's got this video up, and there's no thumbnail. There's no title. I'm like, he must have passed out. I'll get on there and do it for him. So I get on there, I make a thumbnail out of something off of the video, I make a title up, I do all this stuff, and I get it going, and then all of a sudden he calls me. He's like, dude, he's kind of like yelling at me. And I'm like, what? I thought you were sleeping. He's like, I put up a thumbnail and it disappears and yours shows up. I like yours better, though. I didn't see his thumbnail, but in the process of me uploading it and then hitting save, he must have uploaded his, or I saved mine over his. Something like that. But I thought he was sleeping, so I was stepping in for him because he just, the last 36 hours he'd been up, I was just stepping in and going to help him out. I didn't know that he was there working on it.
I was determined to do what I needed to do. I was doing my job.
Yeah, you were definitely doing your job.
Now, if you scroll down, we got a couple.
We'll get to them in a minute. We got to catch up to them. Mm-hmm. So Lori says, ready to go. Bait's already made. Brittany Zibla says, Tracy knows the baby came. That's why she is beeping Bigrich. Oh. Now, she was actually low on oxygen and saturation. It goes down to 90. The alarm starts going off. She was at 89. I suctioned her out internally, and she went back up to 96. I turned up the oxygen a little bit, and she's good for the next hour or two. Magneto says, Emma is born. Didn't even ask. That's her name, Emma. Brittany Zibla says, this is the baby live stream. She's already a celebrity.
Oh, she actually just did a $5 saying, Big Rich, you wanted to say Tracy's pager went off right after the baby's arrival announcement.
That could be.
I think she was telling you guys she knew. Hashtag Team Tracy.
Yeah. Did you ever do this one?
No. I don't. No. Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes. Yes. In fact, you read that one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But you can read it again.
Oh, yeah. The mermaid.
And we did me.
Okay, so we're caught up to
right. Oh, wait.
It jumps so much. Oh, my God.
Okay, no. Go down.
Right here.
We did that one. That was
Okay.
Phil. That was Lewis. And then now coming up, I did the Sue Ann.
Okay. Jackie Hudson says, what a sweet little cherub. These little ladies were born under the sun sign Cancer, which is a water sign. How fitting is that for this family? Okay. You've got this one here?
Yeah, we did that.
Okay.
Well, that one I didn't get. I got the one underneath because you were just talking about, but I didn't get that one.
Melissa Trader says, oh my God, let us know about the Queen. Hopefully he's okay to listen to that guy and do exactly what he said. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's going to have some stars as long as he's breathing. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you, Melissa. But
what up, right? Yeah, up top. OBG Foster, $5. There will be a knock on your door between 7:35 and 8.
Answer it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I will listen. Thank you. She was going to actually visit here, and she was so busy on her trip that she didn't get to visit. But she was real close, and that's when I found out that OBG Foster is a female.
Because I was going to say, how do you know this?
Well, I found out that weekend, and I'm sorry you didn't get to visit. It would have been great, and you'd have loved it. Taking home some great pictures and all that kind of stuff. You know what we need to do? We need to start. Remember how we used to give away our photos and sign them for people to come here and then take pictures with them? We need to have something dedicated to the people that visit here. Like I visited Ohio Fish Rescue and have all of our pictures on there and get as many of our signatures as possible. Like me, you, Josh, Hoover, Tracy, all that kind of stuff on the photo, and then stand in front of a fish tank or something, and then get their picture taken holding that up or something, and then we all can sign that, whoever's here at the time.
Right. Yep.
Okay, did you get this one?
Yes, that was the one I
Okay.
read a little earlier because we were talking about her. Because you read something else off of it.
Command to Norland says, Rich, did you tell Tracy she's a grandma when you were in it? Yes, I did. How did you know? I walked in there.
How about this?
Well, hold up. I walked in there and it was beeping, and everyone's like, check your phone. I knew,
Right.
and then when I read the phone, I'm trying to contain myself, so I go in and I told Tracy.
From Mara. If you think Rich is going to spoil the baby, wait till I get a hold of her, LOL. I love babies.
Well, we love you, Mara. You're a sweetheart. Now, although you yell at me and put me in my place, and it's my house, I don't understand that. We still love you. Oh, goodness. Mara Rice says, thank you, everyone. I'm not stealing this show. This is their day. This is my sixth grandbaby, though. She's had 6 grandbabies. She's got little Gigi girl who's come over here, and she sat
Right.
up on bed with Tracy, and she's like, Tracy, come on. Tracy. And she keeps touching her, telling her, come on. So cute. I call her little Gigi girl. As a matter of fact, I got Mara, I think it was a coffee mug or a tree ornament that said Gigi on it for Christmas or something. Because that's her girl calls her Gigi, and I call her little Gigi girl. Catherine Woolley says, Rich, tell Tracy I did. Before I told you guys. This has been a fun night. This is great.
A happy night.
Yes. Is that rain?
I don't think so. Not supposed to rain tonight. Might get rained on Sunday, but
Your urge to tell Tracy has me in tears. Oh, that's from Aaron Cazzoli. Well, Tracy, I'm hoping she just comes out of it. All these dreams I've had lately of Tracy, she wakes up and she's like, Rich, what's happening? And I'm like, and I wake up and I'm like, huh? What? She's like, what's going on? And I'm like, what? She's like, why do you look so old? And it's a recurring dream. 3 times now I've had this. And I'm like, oh my God, you're here. Tracy, it's you. And I'm kissing her on her forehead, and I'm kissing her and hugging her. And she's trying to find out why I'm so gray looking. And I'm trying to explain to her, but I'm too happy saying, oh my God, you're back, and I'm hugging her. And then I wake up. And I actually had to, you can ask Mara this. I ran out of the bedroom the other day. And the alarm was beeping, and I go running out of the bedroom, and I'm like, oh, you're here. Aw. And I walked away. Mara had to take that some sort of way. But I thought it was Tracy was awake, and I had this dream, and I just woke up, and I come running out. No, Tracy's still in bed. That's what I meant by it. But
Right.
it probably put Mara like, what do you mean? Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, I know those dreams.
It says, Jim Sheasley says, why is the merch page only selling the Tracy and Josh shirts, not the Plane or the Reaper? It should be. I put, I think I only have 1 Reaper shirt on there.
Yeah, we never, that was,
Reaper was supposed to do a bunch of stuff for his channel.
That's my
And
fault.
I made the one on our channel so people that were directly asking for the Reaper shirts can go on there. But it should be selling to it. You have to go out to the main store, and then there's like 4 subdirectories. You have to go under each one to find the Reaper shirt.
Because wasn't it Jim that was here that he had my T-shirt?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
And he's the one asking.
I know. That's why I'm not understanding. I'm pretty sure it was him that showed up, and I took the video. Look what he showed up.
You know
with.
what? I do need to take some time and make some more merch, like Hoover the Hamburglar T-shirt. We got to have that. Like Hoover on there with a black saying wobble wobble. And then like donuts and pastries all over the back or something. And now we're going to have the Little Mermaids shirts. Yes. So.
Oh, $10 right there, Lori Keesh. Man, you got to give me your business cards. I got to pick up cards. She wants some business. I told her you don't have a lot, do you?
No, I've got cases under there.
Oh, you did?
I found like 3 cases.
Well, I know when we were taking off. They're like
we didn't have them with us, right? But no, looking for the layout of the ground, the survey of the house and the property. I found them 3 boxes. I'm like, oh, there's all my business cards.
All right, Lori. If I don't, it's because he didn't remember to give them to me, so it'll be his fault.
Now, let me tell you guys a little story on this whole neighbor tree thing. Okay. 7 years ago, the neighbor comes over, introduces himself. I'm out there. Me and Hoover spent the first 2 years here cutting over 200 trees down out back there. It was nothing but woods. We cut them down, and we got them to where we opened up this side on the river. Then the next summer, we went across, and we opened up that side and found the pond and all that and opened that up and left certain trees and kept on cutting. And 2 summers, we had nothing but poison ivy all over us because the chainsaw was slinging that juice and, poison ivy over every tree and all through the woods. And then I planted grass, and I got grass growing, the whole thing back there. Well, the neighbor comes down 7 years ago and says, can you please not cut down all these trees on the hillside? I'd like a barrier between us, to where we don't see you, you don't see us, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't care because I don't care what I see back there. But his house has nothing but a huge dormer, the whole height of his house, like 25 foot tall, of windows coming down. This whole thing, you can see the stairwells in there going up. It's all open. So I'm like, okay, he wants some privacy. Sure, I can leave them for you. Now, for 7 years, I've been going through the backyard and up on this hillside and mowing between all these trees. And, it's a steep hillside and my mower's having trouble and I'm trying to get up there and riding sideways is really rough. And I've been doing this for 7 years because the neighbor wanted it. Well, last summer, he comes to me and he goes, actually 2 summers ago, he comes to me and he says, this branch is dying and it's reaching over my property. It's going to fall into my barn and cause some damage. And I'm like, look, that tree's on half your property, half my property. If you want it down, I'm willing to pay half. So he paid half. He paid, I think it was $200. I paid the $200. We had a tree guy that's a, what do you call that? That's
arborist.
Arborist for Cleveland, the electric company. He cuts trees around the electric lines. He came out here and he cut that down for us. Cut it up into pieces. We burned it. The next summer, he comes back down and he goes, hey, that whole tree is dead. I'd like for you to cut that down. And I'm like, look, dude, I don't want to cut that tree down. I don't need to cut that tree down. It doesn't bother me in the least. If you want it down, I'll split it with you. I'm trying to be a good neighbor and be happy. And he's like, oh, no. That's more on your property. It's more your tree. And I'm like, no, that tree's dead middle of the property, blah, blah, blah. And, I just told him, I'm like, if you ain't paying for half, I don't need it down. I don't want it down. I don't care if it comes down or not. I like the tree being there. And that was it. Well, this summer, he calls the city on us. And the city gives me this thing saying I got to pay, to get this tree taken down in 10 days. So I'm like, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. He's trying to bully me into cutting this tree down and all this other stuff. And, I got mad and I made a video and I mouthed off and I took that video down because it's just not me. It's not how I normally act. I help everybody out and I help the community out. I do everything and I don't charge nobody money for it. I do everything to be a good person. And that was not me being a good person. That was me being childish and aggravated and yelling, So I took that down. I don't need to make money off of that video. I took it down. And I put up an apology video. And after that, now I've been trying to get a hold of the inspectors every single day since then. Finally, I get a hold of the inspectors and I'm like, look, I paid $750 to survey my land when I moved in here. So I knew exactly what was my land, what wasn't. We have property markers up there and I took a half-inch piece of copper pipe and pounded it in the ground because the property markers can get covered over with weeds and stuff and get buried real easy. They're a little yellow marker in the ground. And I put a copper pipe by it with a red flag on it. So I have that all my property lines. Well, this guy says the city says I have to take this down at my cost within 10 days or the city's going to take it down and charge me. So I got hold of him. I'm like, look, it's not fair. The property lines are clearly marked. I paid $750 for the markers, and I ran the line from one property line to the next, and it clearly bends around the tree. So that shows that the tree is on both our properties. He goes, well, sir, not only that, I was out there today and I saw that, and I looked into everything, and it seems to me that this guy's trying to bully you using the city, using my, system against you, office against you. So I just had my secretary call him and tell him that the city is backing out. This is a property dispute issue, and if he wants to, he can take you to court and try and make you cut that tree down. But you have a survey, and you have it properly marked to where it's definitely on both you guys' property, so it should be both you guys' costs. So I don't see him winning, but if he wants to take you to court, he's going to have to get a survey of his land, which is going to cost $700 to $1,000.
Yeah.
And then he's going to have to take you to small claims court, where I don't see him winning. So if he wants that tree down, his best bet was to, ask you nicely and get you to pay for half of it again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so mad at that guy. I don't want nothing to do with him. He stabbed me in the back. He acted like my friend, and he's only getting what he wants. I'm not getting nothing I want. Look at that big pile of the tree trimmings, the limbs, the grass
leaves,
cuttings, the leaves.
Everything.
And, it's a fire hazard. It's a rodent hazard. There's all kinds of things living in there, I'm sure. Snake hazard. I don't want that there, and I have to look at it. He planted them trees in front of it to where now his pine trees are growing up, and he don't have to look at this. So I want that stuff moved. I want that out of there, and I'm not going to work with him. He screwed this bridge, He burned it right in front of me, That's all there's to it. So I get off the phone with them, and we won. Yay! We won by doing the right thing. Having your property line marked, having it surveyed, sticking to your ground, and all that. So now he got the call that the city is not going to force me to take it down. If he wants to take it down, he's got to take me to court. I have not heard from this guy, and I don't think I will. But the inspector says, look, the tree's growing straight up, and it goes from 4 foot wide to one branch going straight up and one branch coming off onto your property. If this thing ever is dead enough to fall, it should fall towards your land. So I don't see a danger there. The city's out of it. We're done. We're backing out. So we won. We won. Yay to the good people. Don't be sneaky and turn in your neighbors and do all that. Go talk to your neighbors. I would have been willing to work. I offered to pay for half of it.
I know.
And I'm not the one that wants it done.
Just like you offered to pay half the fence.
I offered to pay him half the fence.
And then he ended up having to replace it himself.
He replaced it himself. Yeah. That's his fence. So I'm sorry for acting childish that one time. In the 4 years I've been doing this, you've never seen me act like that before. I was really upset because this guy was a friend of mine, and I've invited him over. Come on down. You see we're having a barbecue back here. Come on over. Bring your kids. Have fun. Enjoy the place. Come check out the fish rescue. And then he's going to go and try and bully me like this and go behind my back and talk to the city. I don't get it, how people can act like that. If I'm a friend of yours, I'm a friend to the end. Like, do you believe if we're at some party somewhere, some guy would come up to you and just start a fight with you? Who do you think would jump in there? I'd be right there protecting you. You will leave him alone. That's my friend, and I am a very protective like that. And your friends, we get along great. He asked me for 7 years. I went through heck trying to mow around these trees. Well, you know what I did? I went out there, not only cut down, there was 2 trees that were marked on the inspector's thing. And the one wasn't even dead. But me and Josh, we went out there. You saw it on today's video. I cut it down. I cut 7 other trees down too. Because why make my life harder to make him happy when he's going to call the city on me behind my back? So I went and I made my backyard the way I like it. Everyone's coming over tomorrow. We've got 8 trees that are down now. We're going to pull it with the 4-wheeler over to the fire pit. We're going to set up the tree stumps or the main tree on the thing, and I'm going to cut off 2-foot sections where we can have burn pile for the barbecue and the bonfire. And then all the leaves will be cut off. So, we got people coming over with chainsaws. I got my chainsaw. We're going to clear up the backyard. I might even cut down a tree or 2 more. But the thing that he wanted was a visual block between our property and his property. He's not going to have that now.
No.
But I will be able to have grass on my whole hillside now. And because there were so many trees growing together, there was no light getting there. And the grass was just not growing. So I cut them all down. And now I left a clump of good trees together. There's 3 trees in a row. I have to mow around it. So I left the middle one too. I don't need to mow in the middle. Let's leave them 3. But this one oddball, this one oddball, this oddball on the hillside like this where I'm trying to mow and I have to go around these trees and stuff, I cut them all down. And not to mention, after I ran the property lines, I found out his plants are on my side too. So I'm running the lawnmower over right where the property line is. And, you know, I'm not going to call the city on him. But if he wants me to pay for half of that tree, he's going to have to clean that pile up. That's the right way to do things. You don't call the city and tell on people, you know? I mean, you hear that stuff, you know, snitches get stitches and all that stupid stuff. I'm talking, this is just morally right. You want me to cut this tree down, it's on half our property. I'm not going to cut it for you at my cost. If you want it down, I don't want it down. I don't need it down. I never even thought about that tree. I got my zip line tied to it. It's strong. You know, he says, oh, it's dead. No, you know. So if you want it down, I'm willing to pay half. That's me meeting you halfway. Now, I'm not going to meet him halfway. If you want that tree down, I'll cover half if you clean up all this garbage. I want this whole backyard. I don't want to look at that no more. You clean that up and stop putting it there. And, you know, that's how it's going to go now. He screwed himself. I won.
Then we got $5 from Jim Sheasley again. He says he wants to order one of the T-shirts for the person that he wants to bring out to rescue. I think he...
Oh, the Reaper T-shirt?
Right. AZ, you do all the links. Can you send, you know, can you put out a link possibly for Jim
merch?
To the merch for the, you know, T-shirt there for Jim? We can find it easy enough.
Anybody can go under any video. There is it's called a, I forget what that's called. There's a whole row of like different shirts and pants and stuff. If you click on that, it takes you to Ohio Fish Rescue at Spring. Now, there you can click 4 subdirectories. Try them all to find the Reaper shirt. Because the Reaper shirt was a trial thing that I showed Reaper. Here's what you can do. You know, and he was supposed to get on and do it on his channel because this channel's a different channel. He could have his own merch line and make, you know, a little bit more money that way. But, you know, that hasn't been done yet, so we'll get to it. But you can find it. It's just not advertised on my channel. I didn't advertise it. I didn't make it for that. I made it for Reaper himself to buy a shirt and see how it's done, you know. So
I don't even have one.
I don't have one either.
I got a couple of bars, but oh no, wait, nope, I'm up a little right there. That's the next one right there. Okay. Omar again.
Omar again.
Yeah.
Any plans for a Jersey rescue? I have some tanks and fish I'd like to donate. Yes, Omar. We are going to Connecticut, Long Island, and New Jersey, and it's going to be like a 10, 11-hour drive for us there, and then a couple-hour drive south to get from Connecticut to Jersey, and then back home. And then from Jersey to home, I think, is only 9 hours. So if you want, send me your address, and I will add you to our East trip, and I have them right here on my phone. If you go here, I've got my work list, and then I've got rescues. This is Saturday pickups, and now here, that's people are coming here to pick up Red Oscar, Chocolate Pleco, smaller gar, all that kind of stuff. But my East trip, I've got Mike Windes in there, and I've got his phone number and address there. Visit Predatory Fins. And then that's it for our East trip. So we need to add people to our East trip because if we're going to spend...
I got 1 or 2, I think.
Yeah, 10 or 11 hours driving there. We want to use the day there to do all kinds of pickups and then drive back, you know. So, yeah, send us your things and we'll add you to our East trip pickup. Let me actually, I'll put on here Omar. So if you don't, I can add him on.
Because when I took off that morning, I was going out to Iowa, and I thought I was going just north of Toledo. But no. 2 more stops in between. But that's what it's about. As long as we're going all the way out, you know, we pick it up.
Get everything we can
everything
there.
we can. So.
Well, see, that's what I can't wait until we get one of those transit vans and we can hang a hammock up above everything. That way, because you can stand up inside them, that way you can sleep for a while. Right. I can drive. I can sleep for a while you're driving. Well, I don't know because you're kind of all over the room. But no, we can take turns sleeping while driving on a 3-man trip. 2 people are always awake. So one person can always go back there and sleep. And we need that. We can't do that in the van we have now.
So it was like my midnight trip, Ken. I know it was midnight when I got there, but he wanted me to stop first. And that's the...
but then you'd be taking everything to Iowa.
Yeah, exactly. I told him, I said, dude, that is so much stress to take your fish, especially what I was picking up from them.
Right, a lot
all the way to Iowa, and then hit another stop on the way back or 2.
It would have doubled his time in the tubs.
I'm like, I can't do it. That's why when it got so late, I didn't know if we were doing it. And Josh is like, well, what time? I said, midnight. He's like, head that way, he'll be up. And to be quiet, kids and wife.
Had to be real quiet, the kids and wife were asleep.
I mean, hey.
Brittany Zibla says, to be fair, Big Rich did promise us a juicy Livestream. I think he fulfilled his promise.
It did work out. It did work out.
Well, you couldn't wait no longer for this baby. I mean, her water busted 48 hours ago. This baby's coming whether she wants it to or not at this point, you know? So, geez.
And we got $1 from Mike Wynn with no comment.
Mike, we just talked about you, buddy.
We did, that's right.
He's like, here's $1. Here's for talking about me.
And we got Deadwood 1877 for $10. Congrats to everything. Have a nice summer.
Aw, thank you.
And I think we might actually be.
Helen Ingalls says, Rich, I don't blame you for losing it and mouthing off. There's only so much one person can take. Yes, this is so true. Brittany Zibla says, Aaron, this live stream compares to like the finale of my favorite series. It's been a whole ride. Yes, yes, it has been. And then Bambi McCluskey says, you are a good person who handles a lot very well. Pretty darn beautifully. You all do. Thank you, Bambi. That's awesome of you. Aaron Cazzoli says, yes, that would be Breaking Bad for me. William Mount says, Rich, you are entitled to free speech. Your neighbor is being unreasonable and selfish. Yes. Brittany Zibla says, and in fact, we got more. Like, how is this not a real reality show? Speaking of which, guys, let's go on another ride. This is a you didn't even hear about this. Remember when we got approached by the video production company? Yes, this was a year ago, right before.
That's 2 years ago.
2 years ago, right before COVID hit.
Right.
And we had multiple companies wanting to pick up our show as a reality show. And we went with the one that offered us a $10,000 signing bonus. They were supposed to send out a crew and start videoing. Then COVID hit and everything, got messed up. And then that company went under and they sold out or someone bought the company or something like that. Now the original company that got a hold of us in the first place, before we got the entertainment lawyer, got back a hold of us. And I was like, I'm sorry, Taj, because that's his name. We should have went with you in the first place because you were there from the get-go, and you were still here now. They're not. We took their offer because it was a $10,000 signing bonus. We should have went with you in the first place. So he goes, let me hook things up. Are you open to a Zoom meeting this week with the producers? And I'm like, yes, me and Josh. But Josh is having a baby. It can only be after 4 when he's home. So we did not get this circuit, hooked up this week because of this whole situation. Josh has been gone now for 48 hours. So we're going to talk to him next week and get the production of the TV series going again. So, way to go, Taj.
And AZ's Fish Room says, Jim has a point, Big Rich. You need to
What's that?
call Teespring or something. They have removed a bunch of your stuff.
No.
What he's saying. And he's been doing our links and looking at them.
I will go look. As soon as we get off this, I will go check these things out.
But he's saying he has a point that stuff's being removed. So
there's no reason they should remove any of the stuff. It's my store with my stuff. And if they remove it, I'll just remove Spring. We've got a couple of other companies that's been wanting our business, and I did not want to change. But we lost one customer because he ordered a T-shirt and it showed up just peeling off, just terrible. And he says, I'm not dealing with you guys or this company ever again. and he left the rescue. All he had to do was say something to us and then return it to them.
Right.
And if they wouldn't fix it, I would have bought him one and sent it to him. You know,
Absolutely.
we have not had many other things of low quality. You know what I'm saying? No reports of low quality. Okay, so maybe his was a mistake, and we could have fixed it. He didn't give us a chance. He just got mad and quit. You know, and I don't. At least give people a chance. You know, everyone's out there. Everyone's trying to get ahead. Everyone's trying to work for their own selves and their family and this and that. But you know, give people a chance to make things right before you get mad at them. You know. It didn't even give me a chance.
And Mike Wind again, $10. Thank you. Oh, you never turned it back down?
I did. It shouldn't be on there, but it's Hoover. What's up, Hoove? You're live, online. What's up, Hoove?
None of you guys commented. I'm saying a few of the viewers said hi to me, and I told them hi back.
Who there's so many comments. You should see this just flying by us. We can't even keep up with as many comments. I'm sorry, buddy. Are you coming back home anytime today or tomorrow?
It's going to be probably Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday, Hoover will be back, guys. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, we're working over here. We're getting things done, and you should see the back deck. I worked on it so hard today. It's so cleaned up and so ready to go. And I've got people coming over tomorrow from 11 until 4, and we're going to get a bunch of that stuff done and all the trees cut, and you know, get the place ready for Greg Woodstock and that kind of stuff. And you know, I'm
Sister, and maybe we could stop out there and I can give them a little tour and just come out and see y'all for a little while or whatever.
Sure, come on by between 11 and 4. We can, you know, help out and show these people how to do work.
All right.
Although that now I outwork you, son.
I doubt that.
He says I doubt that. I have to walk around you because you're so pokey, son. What's that?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm live. I got to go.
We're on the live show, dude.
We're on the live show. Take a look. What is that? Watermelon moonshine. Okay, Hoove. Call me back after the show. Call me back after the show, brother. All right, bye. Hoover. He's walking up the driveway carrying his stuff, and he's like, and then I walk past him, you know, because I'm like tired of being behind him. So I walk past him and I set down what I'm carrying. I'm like, son, I can outwork you now. And he's like, oh, no, you can't.
I finally got him on camera on that last trip, coming up and down the stairs to that basement, the first one. He's like, and I'm like, oh, look at that, everybody, Hoover's huffing and puffing.
Love it. See, with me losing weight, I'm so much quicker and so much more lighter on my feet and going now, and I'm more alive now. You know, before my feet hurt so bad at the end of the day, like half day, I wanted to get off them. All I could think about was coming in the house and get off my feet. They hurt so bad. Now I'm up, you know, all day, all evening, and my feet ain't even hurting when I go to bed, you know? So it's much nicer this way. I'm going to keep losing weight.
And another 5 from Jim Sheasley. I bought 3 others with no problem. So you're going to have to check that out.
Yeah, I will definitely look into it after the show, guys.
Yeah, because I'd like to get one.
Lori Kish says, karma, karma, karma. I should put a big sign in the back of my yard pointing towards his house. Karma! It's a bitch!
And you'll have to scroll down because I can't see the other half of the name on this one.
Hey, Brittany. Brittany Ziblis says, Mara, I can't believe it. I can't believe you get to experience all this firsthand. Also, you'd be my favorite character, the one that checks the main character. He's talking about if we were a reality show. Yeah, if we're a reality show, Mara don't get to be in it. She yells at me too much. No, Mara. No, Mara. Okay, AJ says, when will you take a video taking the hot rod out for a spin, Big Rich?
Oh,
as soon as I got, time and people here, we're orienting our time between, okay, this day Reaper's going to be here. We got to have this going on. Mara's going to be here this time. I have to do this. And then I have to take over and be by myself the rest of the time and cover it. And then, Mara called off last week a couple times because she was really, really, really sick, and I can't blame her for it because if you know the sickness, you know that you can't be far away from the bathroom, So I just had to take over, and it stopped all my plans, and I had to just take over. I'm the only backup. So on top of my 104 hours a week, I had to take over a couple days from Mara, and I'm not putting Mara down at all. I love Mara to death, but I ended up with the same sickness. But I get to work here while being sick. But anyways, to be able to take the Camaro out, I mean, I really, really, trust me, I want to. We just don't have time, It's been.
We got to though. We got.
We have to.
We have to. There's so much dust on that baby. Yeah.
I don't think I've done. The last time I took it out, I had Josh with me, and then I let Josh drive.
But that's when Josh or Richie forgot to put the thing on and caught the wires.
Caught the whole engine on fire. And
Yeah.
we're driving down the highway, and I see flames coming off the motor. This is 2 summers ago. I'm like, oh, my God, we stop. And we pull over, and Josh takes his shirt off, and he's trying to take it out. And I'm grabbing grass and throwing on. I mean, nothing's working. I'm like, get back in the car. So he jumps in the car. Now, mind you, he had his brand new Note 10, I think it was at the time, or Note 20. And that was thrown in the yard, in the grass. We're on the side of the highway. I drive the car up the on-ramp. All these cars are parked at the red light. I go past them all. I run the red light. I go across the street into oncoming traffic because there's a gas station up there. Traffic's coming towards us, and they see me coming down the road. And I cut them all off, and I go into the car wash and go into the gas station. I park the car right in front of the thing. I run inside. I tell Josh, get some water. And I go running in, and Habib's in there. And he's like, what just happened? I'm like, we're grabbing water. My car's on fire. I'll pay you for it. I swear to God. And Josh runs out the store with these big gallon jugs of water, and we start dousing the motor with it and stuff. I went back in there and paid him, of course. But we got it out. What it was the spark plug wire was touching the exhaust and caught on fire, and it was just the spark plug wire catching on fire. Did no damage to anything else. Did not melt nothing. Did not. Nothing. We were able to wash it all off, put brand new spark plug wires on, run them the right way instead of trusting my son to run them. I got under there and ran it the right way and tied everything back. And now there's no, because it's a 540 cubic inch motor that puts out, like 1,700 horsepower with the nitrous on there. Actually, I think it was 2,200 at one time. Oh, when I have the alcohol injector hat on there, then that's the 2750 CFM of air. Then it was 2,200 horsepower, but we were driving it with the 2 950 carbs on it. It was probably about 1,200, 1,300 horsepower, and she moved. Her thing came off her finger. It's now resetting. I told you 2 beeps every time. So we did this, and we got the fire out. We got it home, and it was one cylinder wasn't firing. So I'm driving this thing home. Every once in a while, you'd hear a crack, flop. I gotta go check Tracy.
Yeah.
Can you keep talking? Ouch.
I hate keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Yes, we gotta get the car out. I'm no good at just keep.
No, she's good.
She's good. Back. Good. Because I'm no good at just keep talking, buddy. You're
just
lucky.
Keep talking.
You're lucky I'm here.
Just keep talking. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am tonight.
I don't necessarily like. I mean, I like being here and stuff, but I don't. I mean, you know how I feel. I mean, you got an emergency, I'm here.
I know you are. You're always here. And that's why you're my friend for 35 years. Wait, in that 35 years of being my friend, there was one time that we got into it at all, and it was you being cranky, and I didn't say nothing back to you. I just let you be cranky, and you left.
That was recently, right?
It was recently. And I told everybody, I'm like, what's wrong with Reaper? He's never acted like that before. He's like, that's because you always think you're right. And he yelled at me, and I'm like, ah. I mean, anybody else would talk to me that way, I'd have hit him, but not my buddy Reaper. He was,
And hey,
it
man,
was out of character. It was way out of character. He's never talked to me like that before. I was like, something's wrong. He's upset about something. Something is the matter. I mean, earlier, like, what was it, 15, 20 years ago? See my thumbs are not the same length. If you can turn them around, you can see the thumbnails. I was building his motorcycle for him, and he comes driving up, and I'm like, hey, Reed, help me lower this jack down just ever so slightly while I hold this shock in place. I'm trying to put the bolt in there, and he's like, it won't go. And finally he jerked it, and it went, but it came down and smashed the tip of my finger off. And I got up, and I'm hustling the world out. I'm yelling, blood squirting out everywhere. I'm holding in my finger. I had to go to the hospital.
He went to the hospital.
I never once said, that was your fault. I was just like, hey, shit happens.
It does. Mm-hmm.
So, but anytime he wants to get mad at me, I show him this. Don't think I won't use it to my advantage. I'm a smart man. Oh my goodness. No, I've caused him severe stress before. We went out to his party. He used to have a party every year at this campground, Twin Rivers.
River Pines.
Yeah. And that's the one I was going to buy. And, Reaper was always going to live there. It was great. So anyways, I went out there, and he had, all his friends, everybody was there. And if your friends are Reapers, you're friends of mine. And we went out there, and we were having a good time. Me and Tracy set up a tent and this and that. I took my oldest son, Richard, and Richie, my second son. And, we got the tent set up, and a huge tent with like 3 rooms to it and all that. And, we're doing good. I'm getting drunk around the bonfire, talking to all of his friends and this and that. Next thing you know, I got some guy walking up to me, and he was like, hey. And I'm like, yeah? He goes, I just had to smack your kid. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Come down. You smacked my kid? And he's like, yeah, I had to smack your kid. He just was blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hold up. You smacked my kid. It wasn't registering with me. How dare someone, I was like, wait a minute. Because he's running his mouth about all kinds. I'm like, wait a minute. You smacked my kid. The second time he's like, yeah, I smacked your kid. He goes to tell me why and starts telling me all this stuff. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't care who you are. You have no business touching my kid. I will kill you. Oh, someone came to the door.
Yeah, just for a sec.
Oh, okay.
This is from Obi.
Obi.
Right. Yes. OBG. Right.
Oh, OBG Foster.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. This is. Remember, she said.
Answer the door. Yes.
I just got a message from her on my phone. She said it. For $2. Hey, delivery was complete. Did you get it? That's why I went that way.
Okay, while you're open that, let me finish the story.
Okay.
So anyways, I'm like the 4th or 5th time, I'm like, you're telling me you just hit my kid, and this guy's about my size, maybe an inch shorter, and he's pretty thick, and I'm like, hold up. You hit my kid? And he's like, duh, yeah, I hit your kid. And he's mouthing off to me like that. And this whole time I'm walking towards him, and he's walking towards the house. And we get up to the house, and I get to Richard. And I'm like, Richard, did this man just hit you? And he grabs his face. He's like, yeah, Dad. And I mean, he was like 12, And I turned and looked at him, and he goes, I've been trying to tell you. He said this, he did this, and he that. And I grabbed him, and I smacked him and knocked him over the railing. He flew over the railing, flip-flopped, hit the gravel on the bottom. His shoes flew off of him. He gets up and he runs into the woods. So now, mind you, I'm there barefoot because I'm the barefoot king. I go down there, and all this land around Reaper's A-frame, log cabin was gravel. So I take his shoes and I put them on, and they fit perfect. And I'm like, you don't worry, Richard. Nobody ever touch you. You tell me, Dad will take care of this. And Donnie never came back that night. We don't know what the hell happened to him. But then, so now the next year comes, and I'm telling Reaper, I'm like, don't worry, buddy. I have no animosity. It's no big deal. He hit my kid. I hit him. It's done. Hopefully he learned never to touch my kid. That's all there is to it. It's over with. I'm happy, And we go there, and first thing that comes happening, we go into there, and Reaper shows me all the Jello shots we got. We got a bunch of Jello shots. We got a bunch of food, a bunch of beer. Here's a bonfire, and he showed me all this stuff, and Donnie shows up. And Reaper's like, Rich, and he grabbed my arm. Rich, calm. I'm like, dude, I'm not upset. It's cool. And then Donnie comes up to us, and he goes, Rich, I'd like to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, no problem, buddy. And I look at Reaper. I'm like, Reap, it's okay. It's okay. Calm down. I have no upset, nothing. He goes, okay. And he goes, well, I'd like to talk to you around the corner here. I look at Reaper, and Reaper looks at me. He's like, Rich, don't. I'm like, Reap, it's cool. I'm not mad. It's cool. I can talk to him. It's okay. He paid his penance. It's over with, Soon as I get around the corner, he walks around the corner. I get around the corner. He turns around, and oh my God, this is the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. He turns around, and this is him looking at me, and he starts going. He goes, I'm like, what the hell's this? He's like, I'm gonna kill you. And as soon as the words left his mouth, I just nailed him in his face, And he went, and he's falling backwards, but so slowly. So I hit him a second time. He hits the ground. I turn around. Now, this has been less than 4 seconds. I've been around the corner. I turn around. I come walking back around the corner. Reaper's standing there. I'm like, I'm sorry, Reaper. Reaper looks around the corner. He's like, what did you do? He was laid out down there doing this shaking thing. Too funny. So now, this time, when I hit him, he was wearing a bandana. That flew off his head. So, of course, I got to take that. Now I've got his shoes and his bandana in my closet as trophies. What happened? Did he woke up and what? He just left or something? He left. I did not want any of that. I did not try for any of that. I said at least 7, maybe 8 times, wait, you hit my kid? I was just like, how, what? Who would tell me you would hit my kid? Have you not heard of me? You know what I'm saying? Reaper's known me a long time. And back then I was a bouncer. I put people to sleep for $20. I mean, it was just like craziness. I'm nowhere near that person anymore. But back then I was, and it was crazy that he would come to me and say, I just hit your kid. I mean, if I hit somebody, I would not tell their parents that I just hit your kid. What kind of strange, what? It was crazy. But anyways, that was 20-some years ago. What's going on here?
From OBG Foster, we got our delivery.
Oh, you know what? Right now, I just want to say, thank God, Hoover's not here. Because whatever's in that box, you wouldn't get any of.
Yeah.
Hoover would eat it.
Crumble cookies, and it says congrats on it.
Aww.
Open it up.
Oh my God. Show that. Holy moly. Look at that. Right there.
Look at that. Those are some big cookies, man.
Oh my God. Let me see what we got. We got 2, it looks like chocolate chip. 1 covered in chocolate with vanilla frosting with like nuts on it.
Yeah.
1 super all chocolate, like fudge, like maybe brownie.
Mm-hmm.
And this one looks like a lemon swirl on top of something.
Maybe.
Oh my God. Hoover would be like, never mind. Sorry, Hoo, but I'm right. I'm right.
I get him. He goes.
What do you like out of there?
Oh, you know what?
You guys are going to actually see little skinny Reaper eating for the first time ever. You're going to eat.
I'll try this one.
Okay.
Oh, and it's a chocolate-based cookie, too.
Yeah. That thing's huge. That's like a pie.
Yeah, it's like
a whole pie in your hand. A mini pie.
Like, that whipped cream? It is. I think it's whipped cream.
No, it's not cream cheese?
No, it's not cream cheese.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Now, guys, I want you to know that I feed him everywhere I go. I take him to places and I make him eat.
No, you don't. Look at me, man.
You stop it.
Look at Hoover. Look at me, man. Who's he feed? He feeds Hoover.
You give Hoover your extra fries and stuff that you don't want to eat. You barely eat. I try to make this man eat. He orders a Whopper. I'm like, get a double. He needs to put on some weight. OBG Foster, you know what you just done? You started a war. Because Hoover is now getting on a bus right now, coming out to Strongsville. Them's my cookies. You know it. If he's seeing this, you know it. Oh my goodness.
And Richard's on a diet, so
yeah, I've lost 20 pounds, and I'm not going to eat.
but of course
I would
we gotta leave these for Josh and Brittany.
Josh and Brittany. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would love to eat some, and thank you, OBG Foster. I mean, really, thank you. Seriously, I'm on a diet. You're going to send this? No, we'll give them to Josh and Brittany, and we'll give them to Hoover too. I would love to eat them, but I just can't because I really like the new me, the lighter me, and I want to be back down to the 250 I used to be. Or now you guys won't have to see me in black t-shirts and black shorts because I refuse to wear fat clothes. So when I got too big to fit into my jeans and all my concert shirts, I've got concert shirts from 20 years ago. You know, a big old line of concert shirts. And that's all I used to wear. But when I couldn't fit into them no more, I just bought like 8 of these black t-shirts, 3X, and then, you know, the shorts. And, you know, that's what I wear every day. I don't wear the same one every day. I change my clothes every day.
Yeah, it was on my video or something.
Yeah, something like that. So when I can fit back into my wardrobe, then I'll start wearing my clothes, which I'm used to, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm the kind of guy, I wore the boot cut or flare leg jeans with the concert shirt, and then I had moccasins that would go up to my knees. I had brown ones, black ones, and then white ones. You remember them. And that's how I was always dressed all the time. And I cannot fit any, I probably fit in my moccasins, but I can't fit into any of my pants, and the shirts are all 1X and 2X. 2X because some of the 2Xs are tighter and they only fit me at the 1X, you know, size. So none of them fit me now. I can't even get close to them. They're like a belly shirt on me.
I still got a t-shirt from when I was in the service from Yosemite or Yellowstone.
Yeah. And it fits you?
Of course. I mean, I've been the same way.
You suck. You suck.
Since high school, 138 pounds. When I quit smoking this and that, and if I eat a super lot, the most I've ever weighed is 141 pounds.
That seems
I
like
try. I can't. I mean, everybody's like, when you hit 30, you'll gain weight. When you hit 40, you'll... I'm skinny, period.
He's 60 and he's not
I'm
gaining
66 and I ain't gaining no weight.
Harry Banana says he fought the law and the law won.
Mm-hmm.
No, I won. I won that tree massacre shit, you know?
Heck yeah. And there's a few more, man. We've been missing a few.
That's all right. We're
We
moving
did
on
that
to
one.
now. Wait, what time is it?
I know, that's what I'm saying. We got like
It's
4
8.
minutes.
We can go more.
I'm out of here, man.
You guys see
know
this? I want to stay and hang out with you guys because this is the funnest week.
I'm
Funnest
tired.
part of my week, you know? I got to fight Josh. I got to fight Reaper, you know? Hoover, he don't even want to be here, you know?
I'm filling in. I'm here, man.
Let me get Tracy. Hear how that gurgle stops? That's when I know I've got all the phlegm up and I can stop suctioning.
We got that one. But there's a few yet.
Oh, yeah. Fishing with Dano says that chainsaw chain was loose as a goose at first, Bigrich. Yes, because that was the... I had my chainsaw laying here, and Josh went over to his new house, and he cut down like 15 trees, and he used up my chainsaw. Now, this chainsaw has been sharpened like 10 times. It's at the end to where, you know, here's the cutting blade, and then right behind it, there's this lump. Well, the cutting blade is now worn down so much, this lump is almost sticking up higher than the cutting blade. So it can't be sharpened no more. So when I started it up and I tried cutting the tree, I noticed even pushing in at it, I wasn't cutting jack nothing, you know. So I went up and I bought with Reaper, we bought a new blade. And that's where I lay the blade down on the ground level and cut ground level and cut it right off. And we've got that blade out there now. It hasn't been sharpened at all, and it still cuts really good. That was the second half. You'll see me change from going at it, and then I went up top, and then you see wood starts spitting out, that was after we changed the blade. So that blade being loose was that old, worn out, at the end of our tightness, we can't tighten up the chain no more, and it's loose. So that chain had been sharpened like 10 times. It's gone. The new $50 chain went on, and we're good for the next summer, you know. It'll be fine. STL Consulting says Bigrich off the top rope like Andre the Giant. Right on, man. I like that. Hillside Grass for the win, says Eric Frank. Dougie says, hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Been listening and lurking whilst building furniture for the new house. Awesome. Aaron Cazzoli says, fans from Sweden. This is awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for sticking in there. You know what? When you start watching this show, you become family. And now you're all family of Ohio Fish Rescue. I love hanging out with you guys on Friday. It's I can't go out to the bar. I can't go out with my buddies. I can't go out, camping or something. I have to listen to Reaper going out doing this and Reaper going out doing that and Reaper going fishing tomorrow with my mods, and I can't go, So this is my chance of getting away. I get to hang out with you guys every Friday. This is my Friday night thing. That's why I never want it to end, but Josh wants out of here. Reaper wants out of here.
I gotta go. You still got a couple more super chats you need to read, man.
All right, I'm getting to them. Okay, it jumped on me, so I'm all the way at the end now. I gotta go back to get super chats. There's one. I don't see any others. There's this one.
No, keep going. No, not yet. Keep going. Not yet. Although I did read that because I saw it when we got the cookies right there.
Okay.
Wait. I'm one more. Oh, there you go.
All right. Rob Bovino sends $9.99. Didn't say nothing.
I know.
Thank you,
Rob.
Here's to you, buddy. Baby, everybody.
Yeah. Now,
Ryan Jennings says, Big Rich, any chance my red devil bred with a Jack Dempsey or a Jag cichlid? I have eggs on my sponge filter, and these are the only 3 species in my tank. A lot of times a female will lay eggs, and they will not be
fertile.
You know what I'm saying? A female or a male will not come by and fertilize them.
Right.
So it's not that they're getting together. It's that your female is laying eggs anyway,
right?
Whether they get fertile or not. So they're probably really bright and white, and they're not really good. When you can see through them, transparent, translucent, they're better. When they turn white like that, they're bad.
Okay, come on, we're going.
Oh, look at him rushing me to get out of here.
I'm sorry. I am, but I'm tired, dude.
Okay, OBG Foster said $2. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that was just before we got our delivery, because that was the next message, which I did read, but you can do it again.
And again, these cookies were sent in from OBG Foster.
Right.
Thank you so
much.
I love
beautiful.
It. You know what?
Very nice.
Surrounding myself with you beautiful people that have good, hearts is so much better than living in the real world out here where people are just mean and evil, I love my fishy family. You guys are awesome. Samantha Norman says, I want to try those moonshine cherries. Has tried them. Has Hoover tried them? Has Reaper tried them?
Moonshine cherries? Not moonshine cherries. My dad, back in the day, you know how you get the chocolate?
Wait, I thought you wanted to leave. Now you're
I know,
gabbing.
but the chocolate with the cherry in the middle with the cream or whatever?
Yeah.
My dad knew somebody way back in the day, way back. I was a kid. And he made his own. And he took the cherries, like we did for my party, and we soaked them.
Are you hitting me?
I'm getting your attention, bud. Like Donna did, and soaked them for 6 months in vodka.
Yeah.
He would take them for 6 months and do a Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
And then he'd make these, and they were awesome. So they were homemade, and we get them. But he'd give us the whiskey back, and it looked, red because it was sitting with.
Because it was sitting in that juice.
So it's like your cherry thing. You pour one in, like, ooh, it's, well, yours
How
is
old
great.
were you?
Well, I didn't. We got a taste. 11,
Okay.
12,
11, 12, your daddy giving you moonshine.
Well, it's not moonshine, but it was a taste of that. But oh my God, I watched my mom once get kind of tipsy. I've never seen my mom drunk.
I've never seen your mom drunk.
I've never seen her drunk neither, but she got tipsy.
Wait, his mom was the peril of the family to where, like,
You know.
she would do the food, she would keep the kids in line, she'd keep the husband in line. She ran that family.
But she drank a 12-ounce glass of that.
Yeah.
Her and her best friend Betty, they were in a good mood.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, me
I would have
too.
loved to have seen
I was so
that.
young. I never seen her absolutely tipsy or anything in my adult life. Never. All right, there was still a couple more.
All right, OBG Foster says, I'm afraid Big Rich will be mad at me now. At least company's coming tomorrow. I don't know what that means, and of course, I will
Really?
never be mad at you.
No
OBG
way.
Foster.
Thank you for these beautiful cookies. Josh, thank you.
The urge to change. Close okay. Hey Stu says, Ohio Fisher, I hope all's well, Big Rich and Reaper. What tank do you have the urge to change the most and why? I would say the baby Stingray tank because it fills up with that white stuff all over the tank daily and then turns the algae. And I'm tired of cleaning that tank every single day. So they don't have enough water running through it. We're feeding it too much something. Something's up with that. All right. Let me see here. It's hard to see through these dark glasses. I'll try to take them off. Let's see, I got a winch now because it's so bright here.
Just
Fishing with Dano says 540. Yeehaw! Talking about the motor of my car. What's the 060 on that car? I have no idea. I didn't build it to be a race car because there's not even a roll cage in it. But I have more horsepower than all my race car buddies, so I call it my adult sit and spin. It's fun to drive. It's like you're driving on ice. First, second, and third gear, no problem. It's just sideways. It's fun. But if I was to take it to a track where it actually would hook up, I would twist that body because there is no roll cage. There is no metal. There is none of that. So it's a fun car the way it's built. Way too much horsepower. And my theory was too much is never enough. You know what I'm saying? So they're putting their 800 horsepower into their car, and I'm putting 2,200 horsepower into this car, and it just breaks the tires loose. Like on the highway, 55 miles an hour, I can downshift, get evilly sideways, smoke billowing out of the tires. I hit third gear, get sideways out in front of the second lane, and just smoke billowing from the tires, and I go back to 55. I've never had anyone say boo or bad or they're always like, oh my God, dude. So it's a fun car. Oh, A&Z Fisher put up Tracy starting the Camaro. You guys got to check that out. There is the link to it. She gets such a thrill and such a cute little smile when it starts, and I tell her to rev it a little bit. Thank you, AZ, for putting that link up there. That's amazing. Everybody's saying thank you, Reaper.
no problem. Bye.
That's not what they said.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me go through here. Did you get this one?
That was the one where I found this.
Okay, OBG Foster said $2. Said the delivery is completed. Did you get it? All right, Brittany Nicholas, another $10. Says Big Rich Reaper's amazing guy. You two are lucky to be best friends. Also, stream was supposed to end 13 minutes ago. This is an extended Friday. Reaper, you do a great job. Wait. Hashtag Fragenstein and hashtag Reaper? How do they know about that? That was my name when I met Reaper.
Right.
I was Fragenstein playing Quake.
Or Quake.
Yes.
Okay, that was Quake one.
I was a frag is a death. in Quake.
Master.
That was my son Richie.
Okay, that's right.
Fragenstein was me. I had this rocket move. I attached it all to V. I would run into a room. I'd point the rocket down.
Right.
I would shoot it and jump at the same time. And I'd be way up here in the sky, and I'd pick off people, and I'd just shoot them all. And I'd take out everybody in the room before I'd hit the ground again. I was Fragenstein. And that's how he met me, is, doing this stuff. And we met on Trade Wars.
Yeah.
I got hired to take out his whole corp.
And
I did.
But me. And that took me 3 weeks to find him.
Well, no, I took your corp out.
Right.
but you weren't parked there.
Right. I said.
And then you're the first one that ever killed me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You took everybody out, turned them evil. They're all like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "All right."
Oh, they thought I was part of the BBS. They thought I was cheating. They thought, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And Reaper actually lost like 3 friends because he wanted to meet me. And that's how we met. We met in real life. He's like, "I thought you were a college kid," and I had this long hair. And I'm like, "I didn't know you was an old guy."
But yeah, it's like took me 3 weeks to find his ass. I finally found him. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Please don't beat him. Please don't beat him. Killed him, and he's like, "Dude, you killed me. Who are you?" And we started talking. And that was it. It was history.
We've been friends since.
History.
But 3 of his friends actually got mad at him because he came out and met me.
Yeah.
And they got mad and never talked to him again.
Yeah, they thought you were hillbilly.
Yeah.
He's the one who paid him $50.
He's the one that hired me to take out their corn.
Because he couldn't do it. He was an idiot. All right, dude. I got to go, man.
All right, buddy. You take care.
All
Thanks for
right.
coming out tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And,
Congrats. Bro. Congratulations.
I'm a grandpa.
You've been waiting
I'm
a
at the
long
gray hair.
time, man. I'm taking the rest of this, man.
Aww.
What, you watching?
No. I mean, I'd love to,
I
but
didn't
no.
think so, man.
Take care,
Good night,
buddy.
everybody. Have a fishy Friday, man.
Have a fishy Friday. Have a good fishy
Have
Friday.
a good fishy
There
Friday.
you go. He's
Talk to you later.
take care, buddy. He's a once in a lifetime friend you meet. And they're just good people. Just good people. And we've never argued in 35. Well, 2 months ago he got mouthy with me, but I let that go, and he apologized the next day. And I didn't know what was wrong, but I'm a good enough friend to be like, that's not how he treats me. Lewis Woods put in $2, says not much, but something towards the fish food. Oh, well, thank you, Lewis. Everybody, every bit of helps. So thank you. Second beef, it'll stop. Sue Ann says, I have over 30 concert shirts and will never get rid of a single one. Exactly. Remember the gray ones with the black arms, and then they had the white, a little bit. I mean, I have all kinds of different concert shirts. Oh, I can stop squinting. With these on, I can look at the lights. I'm okay now. I take them off, I got to instantly go back to squinting. It's so bright here. Oh, hang on 1 second. I'm sorry, guys, but this is the extended version. I got to check this out. Okay, she's building back up. She's 94 saturation. She's going up to 96 or so. She must have coughed or something, and I didn't hear it, because every time she coughs, it goes off for a little bit because she expels the and then her monitor reads low saturation, but it's not real. It's a after effect. Okay. Let me see here. Doompie says, we are bringing down the algorithm, but we have the best time ever. Exactly. Guys, if you can go hit like, please hit like on this. It helps out with the algorithm, because we're doing damage staying on longer than normal to our channel, to where the algorithm sees this as a bad thing, not a good thing. But if you hit all the likes and people subscribe, it helps it out. Helen England says, best live stream ever. Just wish OFR girl could enjoy. Yeah. Well, from now on, you're going to see, say 3 days from now, Brittany's coming home. She's going to be hanging out. She's going to be wanting to come over. Josh, you got to watch the baby because your girl wants to drink. She hasn't drank in 10 months. She told me, the moment I have this baby, I'm coming over and drinking with you, Bigrich. Oh, my goodness. Now, there's a lot of people out there that don't drink, can't handle their drinking, don't want to drink, whatever, and that's all good. It's all good. We accept everybody how they are. I happen to be a happy drunk with vodka. So I have fun with my friends when we drink vodka a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I've known all my life, I can't drink hot cinnamon liqueurs like Aftershock and Goldenschlager. Can't do that. I can't drink, Jack Daniels and Jim Beam and Wild Turkey. Can't do that. So I found that on vodka, I'm a happy drunk. And I just drink, and I have a little bit of fun. Okay, what else we got? Marie Dean says this was the best Fishy Friday ever. Congratulations to the Price family on their newest member. Have a good night and stay fishy, my friends. You stole my line. That's my line. Let me see here. What else we got? Hit the like button, guys. What do you have to... Oh, it just jumped on me. Bigrich solo live stream. This is when we learned the juicy stuff. Right, because no one's here to shut me up. Josh is always telling me to stop. Josh is always telling me, don't say that. Don't talk about this. Don't do that. Where's Josh now? I live my life in the I video every single day. The cops come by, I've got nothing to hide. Hey, if you want to see what happened yesterday, watch the video. The neighbor come over, we got it on video. I live my life on the camera. So I have nothing to hide. And it's so much easier this way. I don't have to think of, what did I tell that story to that person? And, oh, did I say something to this person and that? What are they talking about? I don't know. I don't have to keep nothing straight. Just say it as it happens. Hey, this happened, that happened, this happened. And it's such an easier life for me. It's so much nicer. Okay, AJ says, Big Rich, if you were to sell the Hot Rod, what price would you put? Okay, AJ, we actually put it up for sale 2 years ago. I got $75,000 for it. The guy put $1,000 down on it, and he wanted me to take the alcohol injector hat off, the Hillborn, and the nitrous, and put on the two 950s. So I did to make it more streetable, because with the alcohol injector hat, it does the surge thing. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, it's just evil. You have to hold that brake on. The car wants to just surge. It's so great. I love that. But he saw it as he couldn't drive that, streetwise. So he wanted the carburetors on there. So he gave me $1,000 down. I put the two 950s on it. Now we've got 1,900 CFM of air going through it and no nitrous. And, the motor will last forever because it was built to handle, 3,000 horsepower. And with all the parts that can handle that. And I spent $27,000 on that motor. But anyways... So now at, probably about 1,100, 850 at the rear wheel, 1,100 at the motor is where it's at now. And, it'll never blow on them, as long as the fuel pump doesn't blow up, because if the fuel pump blows up and it leans out, that motor will detonate, blow a chunk in the piston and die on you. So, your fuel system is very important. It actually cools down things. It keeps things going, and it keeps you at the right ratio of your fuel ratio. If you go leaner, things get hotter. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole theory in this whole thing of a motor and how things get delivered. But he put down $1,000, and then I've never seen him since. He just never came back. So I'm getting ready this summer to put the nitrous back on and the alcohol injector back on and run it with the E85 again, because that E85 will definitely cool down the blower, making the blower more efficient. And it's just a nicer thing. The E85 comes through and it makes things cold, So the blower starts sweating and stuff like that because it's hot, it's creating heat. The fuel coming through, it's cold and making things colder. And then the nitrous, if I hit that, that's really making things cold. So yeah, I'm hoping this summer to get it back out and put that stuff back on and take a ride at least. But I have 48 more hours for a nurse. If we can get a second nurse in here, I'd have a whole life back and I can get these other jobs done. We didn't do, I was talking to you earlier about the work we were supposed to do this summer. On the side, we have that white tarp and it's metal poles. Well, snow cannot be a load on there. If we ever sleep and it snows, it busts the poles. Well, it busted all the poles up. It's all destroyed. So we want to put a roof on it, just like we did the back deck, on the side now, so that we don't have to worry about snow load or none of that. So the side, I call it a lean-to, storage area, because it's going to lean to the house, and then we're going to have poles out there. We can put a garage door between each pole and have openings that we want, and I'll have storage underneath. I also wanted to make this, we have a deck in the middle of the house, because it used to be the house ended and then it went to grass, and there was a deck there. Well, now the pool room got built around the pool, so it enclosed the deck. And then they built a breezeway in between. So now that's where the laundry room is. And now, so the deck is enclosed on 3 sides with structure. We put a fence up over here. So now that deck right off the living room here is enclosed. I would like to put the AstroTurf they have at football stadiums. They fill it with them little iron balls. They sell them used. I would like to put that out there so that now Tracy can go out in the sun right on her little grass deck. And then I'd build a little wood deck on this side to hold a big grill so that I don't have to go all the way past the pool to the back deck when I'm cooking and we're in here. You know what I'm saying? I barbecue, I have to go all the way out there. I could barbecue cooking for the kitchen right here off of the deck. And that would be good. So 2 purposes, I want that. Then I want to build a roof over that with clear, they have that clear stuff that's like formed like this, polycarbonate or something like that. And the sheets are 12 foot long by like 30 inches wide and you overlap them. And I want to build that over here so Tracy can still go out there, get some sun and be in her grassy area. And then I'd have a deck with a barbecue grill and it's useful, and then no snow builds up in there. It hits the top, goes off. That's what I wanted to build. Then we wanted to also build the barn bigger. We didn't get to that. I wanted to put the bridge in to the river on the other side of the pond. We didn't get to that. Then I wanted to add on to where the turtle enclosure is going now. I wanted to build that out 16 foot by 46 to add on to the fish room. We didn't get to that. So I'd like to get at least 1 or 2 of these done this summer. We already did the pond and the patio next to the pond. So we got that done. But I got to get at least 1 or 2 things done a year so that eventually I'm done with the house, And this summer we haven't gotten to it yet. Let me see what else we got to read. KK says, OFR is extremely underrated. We kind of are, There's channels out there that are booty and they got way more people than us. And, I watch that and I'm like, this is boring or I can't watch this. This is terrible, stuff like that. And ours is like, the days of our lives at OFR. Like, you can't wait to log on tomorrow to see what has happened now. We're forever busy. We're forever doing things. Allison Berry says, hate to leave, but I have a hungry mom and I have to make her something to eat. Stay fishy, everyone. Bye, Allison. And on that note, I'm going to leave too. There's only 2 more things here. Helen Inglis says, I'm no nurse, but if I lived close enough, I would help anyway. I could mop your floors, do your laundry, feed the fish. I just wish I could be there for you. Aw, thank you, Helen. That is heartwarming. You are truly an amazing person. Helen also says, at this rate, Tracy will never recognize the place. No. Before she went down, she didn't see all the work we did around the front pond, the landscaping around it and around the side of the house. It was just a mud around the pond. And then she didn't see the backyard was nothing but grass. We put a roof over the deck and took off that white tarp and put that around side. And now we use it on the side of the house. And we put a wooden roof on the back deck. Then we built the pond. She never saw that. That was all grass. Then we built the patio next to it. And then what else have we built here? I've made her whole hospital room in the living room. She hasn't seen a lot that's going on. All right, guys. We're out of here. Thank you for sticking with us. KK says, thanks for the commitment, Rich. OBG Foster says, Tracy missed all the temporary stingrays. Yeah, she never even seen them come and go. So on that note, guys, thank you for hanging with me. It's been fun. Love hanging with you guys every Friday. I can't wait. This is my fun time out. I got to now watch Tracy all night until Mara gets here at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I've got people showing up at 11. So I've got from 8 until 10 to sleep in the morning. And then I'm up working tomorrow. So I will make my next video on the work we do outside, the pond, the trees, all that. And that'll be our next video. Geez, wait. Reaper's got one to come out tomorrow. Mine will be the day after. So, yes, that will be the video. So, until then, guys, stay fishy. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we are out of here. Let me see if I can close this down right. Josh yelled at me before. Let me see. End stream. And then we got to wait for it to end. and see if it ends. Okay, it ended.